like changing.
So do you want to start and tell us where we're going? What's going on this weekend?
Yeah. Let's let him get set up.
Okay.
Not that you guys will need any safety stuff. There's a throw cushion back there. There's a Mustang right there. And under compartments. We're going to be going fast enough to have it do it.
And I was learning that's Mansfield Dam.
That is the dam, actually, yeah. So at the bottom on the other side is where Lake Austin starts.
Okay.
And typically you'll see the black line in the middle.
Uh-huh.
That's where the water level should actually be.
Oh,
That
snap.
full stage.
Yeah, when it's totally full, it should be right there at that.
How many feet are we lower than what it should
We're
be?
probably just under 50 now. So it doesn't look like it's come up a lot, but like you guys won't notice the difference. We will because we're out here all the time. So we'll notice that it's certain areas, like in this area. How deep is it right now, Mike? So we're at 90 feet of water. So as you go closer to the dam, it's probably a little over 100 feet.
Okay.
And like I said, you're less than 50 feet below level.
And everybody's complaining about the rain, but we need it.
Yeah,
Still.
exactly. And now it's, now it's starting to fall into the right spots. Where before it was missing everything, so it wasn't really affecting our lakes. But from my understanding is that, it's been raining well over the past week, and it's come up anywhere between 5, 6, almost 7 feet.
You're getting some good
So,
information.
so you tell me what you guys want. We're here at your disposal. We can go wherever you want. We'll show you the different islands, coves, obstacles, whatever you
Everything.
Whatever you want.
Y'all expect, given the forecast, but also given that the lake is up and everyone's talking about the lake, because y'all expect a lot of people out this weekend?
I think so. I think what's going to happen is, like Mansfield Dam, they have since opened, the park has opened one ramp. It's a single axle ramp, which means basically they're not going to be able to bring in large boats, but they can bring in the smaller to medium boats to launch them there. And that's the first time that this particular ramp has been open in over 2 years. So previous, in the past couple of years, nobody has been able to access our lake because if your boat's not on the water, you're not going to be able to get it on the water because there's no public access or ramps that are open. Now the other ramps that are open between Mansfield and Pace Bend is Pace Bend Park is also open to public ramp. So they'll be able to launch there too. But as the water continues to rise up, which it's going to do in the next few days, they'll open a secondary ramp here probably, and then they'll open more ramps between here and Pace Bend.
So I guess boaters would say that's good news.
It's good news because what the problem was in the past couple of years, all our people that are typically here during our holidays and weekends are all down at Lake Austin because those are the only ramps that they can get into to get into the water, the launcher boats. Because if your boat's not already here in a marina park somewhere or launched here, you're not going to be able to access.
They're saying that another 3 or 4 feet, if it rises, then they'll open this ramp completely.
Oh, wow.
And we're live right now, so we have questions coming in. First question was, what do you expect summer activity to be?
I think what we're expecting is as the lake level continues to come up, there's going to be more people coming from Lake Austin, coming to our lake, and like I said, the public access boat ramps are going to be open, so that's going to allow more people to bring in their boats, and it's going to give us more people on our waters. So it'll continue to grow bigger, and hopefully that will help the businesses on the lake, like our rental companies, because right now I talked to the rental companies yesterday. All their boats are rented out for the whole weekend through Monday. And they have, I can't remember how many boats they said they had.
Just for fun, they said they have 21 ski boats and 12 jet skis.
And they're booked for the weekend. And they've got
Plus they have party
barges, which hold a large group of people. So they're booked for the whole weekend. Rain or shine, they're still booked. Typically, even when the weather's like this, Austin doesn't mean it necessarily raining over here. It's constantly changing. So I mean, I think people are still going to come out this weekend.
Given the forecast, I mean, what do you tell people, given that storms may be coming in and out of the area?
What we tell people is if you're going to be on the water, one, make sure your boat is prepared to be launched, and you do all the safety inspections and checks before you launch it. And then once you are on the water, you've really got to pay attention. Even though the level has come up, there's still a lot of debris in the water. There's still a lot of obstacles. There are sections of our lake that are still low, so you can still hit things. And then you want to make sure that you have all your safety equipment on your boat and that you monitor the weather, because like I said, out here, the weather is constantly changing. So you can go like now to an overcast with fog, to a torrential downpour, to 30 minutes later the sun's coming back out. So it's constantly changing, so you have to make sure you're aware.
And another question coming in, if you can review how much the lake has risen.
Okay, so in the last week, my understanding is that, especially in the past few days, it's risen at least 6 to 7 feet, which is substantial for that because it hasn't happened in quite a few years. This is the first time it's risen that much in a very long time. And like I said, the public probably doesn't know all the obstacles like we do, or can notice the substantial rise in the lake because they're not out here all the time. But, you know, like right here, this island that's behind you is the one we call Sometimes Island. So typically when the water level is full at the lake, that whole island should be under the water. From the tip of Hippie Hollow all the way right there. And it used to be when you launch your boat here at Mansfield Dam, you could cut right through there where that boat is. So this morning when we came in, we cut through there.
But today's the first day we've been able to cut through there in years.
Yeah,
in a
and it's
couple of
been
years.
well over 2 years that we've been able to cut through there. Because and then when we went through, it's anywhere between 7 to 11 feet. So it's risen that much. And it's a constant rise right now. It's just continuously rising and coming up more.
Before 2 weeks ago, you could walk. Everybody's just walking all the way to the end. Yeah, that was just a walkway.
Oh,
And
no.
now you can actually drive a boat through it. So, it's kind of a surprise to us when we came out. We're like, wow, it's already up that high.
And numbers of people that you expect out here this weekend.
Well, with all the party boats being booked and all the rental companies being booked, we're expecting quite a few people.
We expect a lot of people that haven't been on the lake in years brought their boats out here to be out here, seeing how they have a ramp now. So, but we don't know the weather. You know, your true boater doesn't care about a little rain. So it'll be interesting.
And I think people
we think we still will be busy.
I think people are, since they've been on Lake Austin, and Lake Austin is so much narrower that, you know, they come out here, there's a lot more room to move around. You can do a lot more things, you know, with the jet skiing and regular skiing, unlike on Lake Austin, because it's so much narrower. You know, and we have so much open space, and our lakes go way up, you know.
That's another thing to remember. On Lake Austin, there will be no jet skiing over the holiday weekend. They eliminate personal watercraft use. Out here, we don't.
No limits.
No limits.
Yeah, we have no
You're allowed
restrictions.
this.
Yeah, no restrictions.
So all the jet skiers will be over here because they can't go out there this weekend.
Okay. Yeah, I remember doing a story, Lake Austin, the motorized, the personalized motorcraft,
During holiday
watercrafts.
weekends, they shut all that off.
That's because, like I said, it's so narrow there that they don't have the room for those guys to actually do the things they do. So out here, and especially now, with that ramp being open, it's going to be so much easier for these guys to launch these jet skis, these windsurfers, to do the things they want out here. Because, like I said, you know, there's a lot of space out here now that has come up that there's, you know, people can move around and have their own little section of the lake. You know.
So what's the deal with the ramp? When did it open?
It just, this one, Mansfield Dam just opened this week.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
And like I said, it's been well over 2 years ago. It's well over 2 years since it's been opened. Pace Bend Park opened maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. But that park is further up the lake, so it takes a little bit longer. I mean, you have to access it through Pace Bend Park.
You have to access it off Highway 71, and it's a long way up.
So what are we seeing right now? What's
So like I said, that's Sometimes Island. And what we'll do is we'll go back around the other side of the island, and we'll show you Windy Point, and then we'll probably go to Starnes Island. And Starnes Island is the typical. Typically, that's where our party boats launch, and the majority of our people will hang out and just party on the boat or swim in the water. That water, some of that water around there is probably 70, 80 feet deep. So there's a lot of people that just like to hang out in that area. So if you look straight ahead, like at our almost 12 o'clock, that's the Oasis. That's kind of sitting
on the hill.
on top of the hill there.
Okay.
No, just to your left.
So straight ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the Oasis.
This is a totally different view from.
We came out on Lake Travis last week. Yeah.
We are out on Lake Travis right now, getting ready for Memorial Day holiday weekend.
And that's the big thing, is that you have that space,
Yeah.
you know, and it's, you know, you have that room to go around, and it's so, you know, it goes up to mile marker 36 to 38, so if you see our markers, our buoy markers, like this green one here, that's number 1. So from the dam to right there is 1 mile. So what it does is, and LCRA sets the buoy markers at the deepest point from our lake, and they're a mile apart. So you can go, like you start here, we can go up as far as like 36 to 38, maybe just a little bit further since the water's come up.
That's pretty well lit, well colored. Is that new? To be colored that, or is it
The markers?
The markers.
Yeah, what they do is like on the actual buoy markers, you'll see there's a light on the top of it. So at nighttime, when you're navigating, you look for those particular lights. And LCRA, they're the ones that are responsible for maintaining them, making sure they're still visible, make sure the light works, and making sure that they're at the deepest part of our lake. So when you're navigating, either day or night, you know that you need to stay close to the buoy markers.
Okay, got it. For
Okay.
the wind, my audio is
No,
not.
that's fine.
All right, well, we're coming up on the Oasis right there. Am I on your way?
No, he's fine.
Okay.